Yo, what's up, Capricorn? Welcome to your monthly forecast for the month of May 2016. For the majority of the month of May, the sun is going to be in the sign of Taurus. For you as a Capricorn, the sign of Taurus is your fifth house. The fifth house has to do with romance. The fifth house has to do with creativity. The fifth house has to do with having fun. And the fifth house has to do with children, if you have children in your life. On May 20th, the sun is going to shift in the sign of Gemini. Gemini is your sixth house. The sixth house has to do with your work, your daily life, and your health. So you're going to see a big shift there. I mean, you're going to be having a lot of fun throughout the month of May. You're going to be having more romantic encounters. You're going to be more involved with your creative projects. If you have children, you're going to be interacting with your children a lot more. And then on May 20th, the sun's going to shift into Gemini, that sixth house area, and it's going to be more about work. You're going to be busier at work. You're going to be busier in your daily life. And there's going to be more of a focus about your health. So those are the primary themes of the month of May 2016 for you, Capricorn. Now I'm going to talk about some more specific major astrological events that are set to occur for the month of May 2016 and what they mean for you. Right off the bat, on May 1st, the sun in the sign of Taurus, once again being that area, that fifth house area of creativity, romance, children, and having fun, is making a positive angle to Neptune, which is in Pisces, and Pisces is your third house. Your third house has to do with communication. So this is a positive angle between the area of your life that has to do with communication and the area of your life that has to do with romance, fun, creativity, and your children. So think about positive communications between all those aspects of your life. So if you're a single Capricorn, think about maybe there's somebody that you're interested in. May 1st may be a good day to let them know. If you're a Capricorn that's in a relationship, you could be saying things to your significant other and they're really enjoying what you're saying to them. If you're a creative Capricorn, this could be a great day for communicating regarding your creative endeavors. If you have children, this could be a great day to have conversations with your children. So those are the various ways to look at this positive aspect that happens on May 1st, Capricorn. So make sure to remember that date. And then on May 6th, there's a new moon in the sign of Taurus. So once again, Taurus being that fifth house area about romance, children, creativity, and fun. So that means all new things coming down the pike regarding all the things that I just mentioned. And new moons are like a trigger, so they set off all these new events for the next 6 months. So for the next 6 months, you're going to be, if you're a single Capricorn, maybe someone new is going to come into your romantic situation. If you're in a relationship, maybe there's just going to be new things regarding your romantic situation with your significant other. It also has to do with if you have your children in your life. If you have children in your life, over the next 6 months after May 6th, there could be all these new things developing regarding your children. So something to be really excited about. If you're a creative Capricorn, this could indicate that there's going to be all these new creative projects coming down the pike for you in the next 6 months, Capricorn. So a lot of stuff to be excited for about the new moon on May 6th, Capricorn. And like I said, it's like a trigger, so it's going to set off all these new events. And then 6 months down the road, it's going to be the full moon in the same area. And the full moon is the culminating point. So whatever's going to be building for the next 6 months regarding all the things that I just mentioned is going to finally come to fruition 6 months from now. So something to be really excited about. On May 9th, Jupiter, the planet of luck, is actually moving forward, and it's in the sign of Virgo. And Virgo is your ninth house. Your ninth house has to do with faraway travel. Your ninth house also has to do with spirituality. And Jupiter's been doing a retrograde since January 7th. And if you're familiar with retrograde, that's astrological terminology for, well, everybody thinks retrograde means that the planet is going backwards. It's not technically going backwards, it just looks like it is. But what does it mean astrologically? Well, Jupiter's been going retrograde since January 7th. So having to do with your spirituality, maybe there was a spiritual concept that was introduced into your life, and since January 7th, this has kind of been under review. Maybe you weren't so sure about it. Well, now on May 9th, Jupiter's pushing forward in this ninth house of spirituality. So whatever it was that was under review regarding a spiritual concept that might have been introduced into your life, and it could be anything from organized religion to something alternative like astrology, for example. Whatever spiritual aspect was introduced to you that was under review since January 7th, maybe now after May 9th, it's going to be pushing forward and you're going to have a more clear understanding of what it's all about. So that's something to be pretty excited about. And then on May 9th, also on that same date, like I said, this area has to do with faraway travel too. So maybe while Jupiter was retrograding for the past 6 months, maybe you actually visited somewhere that you've been before that could have been a faraway place. Maybe someone foreign or someone from far away came into your life that you used to see, and now all of a sudden they came back during that time. Well, now that Jupiter's pushing forward in this ninth house area on May 9th, now you may embark on a new journey somewhere far away. Maybe it could even be somewhere that you've never even been too far away. But after May 9th, I'd say that's going to be something to watch out for, because I could see this aspect. I mean, Jupiter is the planet of luck and fortune. It's a grand planet. I mean, it's really big, so I could see Jupiter, having you embark on some kind of faraway journey after May 9th. So that's something to be pretty excited about, Capricorn. On May 12th, Mercury, the planet of communication in Taurus, is making a positive angle to Pluto in Capricorn. Capricorn, that's you. That's your first house of self. That's your sign. Taurus being that fifth house area, the house that has to do with the romance, the creativity, the children, and Mercury is the planet of communication, so it sounds like another great day for positive communications in these areas. Like I said, if you're a single Capricorn, here's another day that maybe you want to communicate to a romantic interest about how you like them, or maybe about if you're in a relationship already, maybe if there's something important that you have to communicate in your romantic situation to your significant other, May 12th is a good day to do it. If there's something important you have to communicate about a creative endeavor, once again, May 12th, a good day to do it. This sounds like a great day for communicating with your children if you have children. So mark that date. May 12th is a good one for all the things that I just mentioned. On May 21st, there's a full moon in the sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is your 12th house. The 12th house has to do with completions. The 12th house has to do with finalizations. The 12th house has to do with potential doors closing, not all the time, but for some Capricorns, maybe you will see some doors close. But I think this has a lot to do with something that you've been trying to finish for a while. There's been something that's just been hung up, Capricorn. And on May 21st, there's going to be the full moon in this area of completions. So, following this full moon on the 21st, whatever you've been trying to finish, I think you're going to have success in doing so. And I think this is going to make you really happy. So watch out for that on May 21st. Like I said, for other Capricorns, maybe there's some doors closing, but there's nothing wrong with that, because you can't open new doors unless the doors to the things that are outdated in your life close. So there's always a positive way to look at that. On May 22nd, Mercury, the planet of communication, is going direct in Taurus, that fifth house of romance, creativity, fun, and children. It's been doing a retrograde. Once again, the going backwards thing. It doesn't technically go backwards, it just looks like it is. But it's been going retrograde since April 28th. So from April 28th to May 22nd, Mercury retrograde in Taurus, that fifth house area. So this may have caused some communication snags in this area. So maybe you were trying to communicate to, if you're a single Capricorn, maybe during this time you're trying to communicate to a romantic interest that you're, hey, I'm interested, but maybe the message isn't getting across. After May 22nd, if you're a single Capricorn, then this may be a really good time to let somebody know that you're interested. If you're in a romantic relationship already, after May 22nd, if you're having trouble getting your message across to your romantic partner or significant other, after May 21st, now finally you'll be able to get your message across clearly. And same goes with your children. If you have children, maybe your communications between April 28th and May 22nd haven't been that great with your children. Now, after May 22nd, whatever you need to communicate that's important to your children, now they are receiving it clearly. On May 26th, Jupiter in Virgo, once again, that ninth house area of spirituality and faraway places, is actually making a challenging aspect to Saturn in Sagittarius. And once again, Saturn being that 12th house area that has to do with things that are hidden and private. So it sounds like maybe you're talking about maybe something about spirituality in private. Maybe it's just a challenging conversation. Maybe you're having a hard time understanding what it's all about. Maybe it has to do with something with faraway travel, or bringing something to a completion regarding faraway travel. And whatever it is, this is a challenging aspect on May 26th. So it doesn't sound like whatever's happening is going so well. It has to do with your spirituality, or it has to do with faraway travel. and it has to do with things coming to a completion. So however that applies to your life, Capricorn, you may want to think about that. On May 27th, Mars is going retrograde more than it has already. It's actually been retrograding since April 17th, and it started out in Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is, once again, that 12th house of completions and finalizations. So it's actually retrograding so much at this point that Mars is going back into Scorpio. It's coming out of Sagittarius, that 12th house area, and it's going back into your 11th house, Scorpio. And your 11th house has to do with your friendships and your social situation. And Scorpio was in this area in the beginning of the year for the first couple months, and it was like it was developing something during that time regarding your friendships and your social situation, maybe making you more prominent or developing new friends. Maybe even something more, just making you a more of a social person. And whatever it was doing there, it didn't really get to finish what it was doing. So it moved on, but that's why it's coming back now, because whatever it was trying to develop, it never finished it. And Mars is a fast-acting planet, so it's going to go back into your 11th house, and whatever it needs to complete regarding your friendships and your social situation, it's going to do its job quick, and then it's going to move on. But I think that's all I have for you this month, Capricorn. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe and like, and make sure to share, and I'll see you guys next month. Take care. Bye-bye.